All right, I wanted to finish up for a few minutes and then give you guys some time to discuss topics had here today. I want to give you long-term care folks a little bit of information about what I think you can foresee in the future versus what's happening today. I had a chance, obviously, to work for a continuum of care, a CCRC, a continuing care retirement community, and we operated a long-term care here. Now we have 44 beds. Our occupancy varies anywhere from 37 to 43. We stay pretty full. We stay pretty active. Personally, just a really hard cost for me to stomach is activities. Activities is just a difficult expense to deal with in a long-term care environment, and because you pay for various activities, and many of your seniors still don't get any value out of that. That may not be the kind of things they want. So to counteract that, to deal with an activities committee that will help steer those sorts of activities. That's a good example of what I think you will deal with in a long-term care environment is not doing simply what you think is best or what the state requires, but simply making sure that you have patient-family engagement throughout the continuum. And if you can engage patients and families, then you will probably be successful. But if you don't hear anything else, my long-term care folks, other than this, hear this. That if you want to do long-term care because you want to help the elderly, because you want to give back to that population, because you feel engaged to help them, if you feel like you are called to do long-term care, and that's the reason why you want to do long-term care, don't. There are too many state requirements. There are too many hoops to jump through that will allow you to feel like you are doing your population the best service. I mean that honestly. There's too many things that you have to do that are required by the state. And you either can be dinged by the state and affect your reimbursement, and if you can even stay open, or you're going to work in a private care setting where you're beholden to shareholders, and you're not going to be able to do what's best for the patients or your residents either. So if you're doing this because you feel like it's a calling, like you want to serve them, then don't. You won't be able to serve them what your heart desires. You will be beholden to like I said, shareholders and or state requirements that counteract what intuitively is in their best interest, and that's hard to stomach. But if you are aware of the state requirements, if you read them over, if you've experienced not being able to do what you think is best and you still want to do it, then stay tuned and we'll keep on talking. Now, long-term care is transitioning from being a standalone nursing home or a nursing facility or skilled nursing facility or the home, as many old people, many seniors call it, to a continuum of care. You're tacking on palliative care and hospice and home health agencies, and tacking on something that's called independent living, which is apartment, independent lifestyle prior to needing a continuum of care, assisted living type services. So we will continue to see that the breadth of the services grow and the depth grow as well. You will see that you will add in critical, business associates. And that's the population demand. The population is wanting more out of what they're getting. A nursing home was basically, that for a lack of a better comparison, getting them committed. You dropped them off, you got them committed, you checked them in, and that's where they will spend the rest of their lives. It's not happening anymore, and they're not expecting it anymore. And in fact, they're expecting much, much more. And we must deliver. From a long-term care standpoint, we must deliver. So we bring in a number of different agencies, performers. We pay for their activities. We bus them to go fishing. We take them shopping Okay, and some of these have been done for a long time, but it is a standard. It is an expectational standard. And it's changing. The demand and the perception and the surface expectations is what's changing the most in long-term care. It's not changing from operationally like, oh, oops, we didn't know we were brushing 5 different residents' teeth with the same toothbrush. Yes, it happens. Oh, I'm sorry, we left a stack of towels in the bathroom and somebody slipped on them and then there was a fall. Yeah, that happens. Okay, those care standards aren't changing. Okay, those care standards are stringent, but what the customer perceives is their care. What the families perceive as the standard of excellence. That's what's increasing. Okay, it used to be that you brought them one season of each season of clothes, so they had winter clothes, summer clothes, and maybe spring clothes if weather permitted. And now families are expecting you to launder their clothes, to iron their clothes, to hem their clothes, or replace their clothes at your cost. Family members are expecting to be able to swap out clothes without your knowledge. And from an asset tracking point, that's hard. Not only that, but hearing aids and dentures and glasses and jewelry are all assets that the patient deserves. And if you are going to work in a higher acuity level, like if you're going to work with all dementia or Alzheimer's patients, those become even more complicated to deal with. I don't mean to burden you with problems or tell you not to do it, but these are the challenges affecting the long-term care environment. And they have yet to be solved, many of them. Our internal policy is any asset over $500 we won't guarantee. And in fact, our facility insurance doesn't allow us to guarantee any asset of any resident. So we in-house pay for anything up to $500. So you have $5,000 hearing aid and it gets broken, we're going to pay you $500. And that's hard. If you think that, well, it's the employee's fault. The employee flushed the hearing aid down the drain. The employee threw your dentures in the trash. Okay? I've dug through many, many, many trash bags myself, personally. That's just what you do. You glove up, the elbow, and you do it. But that doesn't mean it's everything. And that's just the way it goes. Because if you're going to run your long-term care into the ground, yeah, sure, pay for every $5,000 hearing aid. Pay for $300 glasses every time a sloppy CNA breaks them. Okay, it's going to happen. And if you're going to give in to them because you want to be serviceable, it's not going to help it. It's not going to happen. Some great things that that really get me excited about long-term care is having the residents be engaged with one another, finding ways to not pay for entertainment but allow them to be entertaining one to another. Our residents share service stories. They share them, we record them, we play them back, we read them to other residents. It helps them engage with one another, even in circumstances where they may have a fading memory or it's what's familiar. We make sure to provide entertainment that's of their quality. We have theater nights and we don't ever play new releases of movies. We play black and whites, Cary Grant's. Okay, we play their movies, and having that perspective on that service is really cool. It's really awesome. And then engaging for the population for healthy engagements, like those that can walk autonomously, okay, without they can do the ADL of walking. We provide them salsa dancing and Zumba, which is most like just shaking hips, right? Although those things are great opportunities for our residents. But the hardest part about life in long-term care is it will end. Okay? Every one of your residents will either be discharged or will expire. And not that this is so unique or something you haven't perceived, but never, ever lose sight of that. And that's probably the bookend to all of this is you will see ERs die. Okay? You will see patients that you've worked with, they've come into the clinic every 6 months, stop coming. You will watch people expire. You will watch hearses roll up and the sheet come out. Okay? Never, ever lose that appreciation of life. I've seen way too many funerals, but I never, ever forget or value that. Never has it ever become a statistic. Never has it ever become, oh well, that's how many were, that's just what it is, or this is how many open beds we have, or get them stuff and their stuff out of here, make the family come and get it so we can turn this bed over. It'll never become that. And if it ever does, then you're not really working in healthcare. Where you're working is, an extension of the medical examiner or the morgue. I got into healthcare because I felt I could make an impact. I knew that it was not autonomous as it needed to be, and I really got into healthcare because I love health. I foresaw before meaningful use the need for not sick care but preventative care, and I felt success that way, and I will continue to work on preventative care and transitioning healthcare environments from providing sick care to providing preventative care and those sorts of solutions. Whatever your why is for healthcare, hold on to it. And don't lose it because it's a hard, convoluted, controlled by everybody who wants to make money out of the system. That's the reality. But don't lose it. Because it's the only reason why we'll be able to keep engaged leaders who care about making a difference, who want to make an impact, who aren't there to show up to collect a paycheck, from really making the difference that we all need. That's why you are leaders at BYU Idaho, is so that you can learn how to make an impact. Thank you very much, very, very much for allowing me to talk to you today. If you want to, send me questions, feel free to do so. I've given Steve my contact information. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this wasn't, just kind of awkwardly pre-recorded, but I really hope that you enjoyed this as much as I have. And I hope that next time around, we can actually have just an open forum conversation via chat rather than pre-recorded my statements. Thank you very much. Have a great conference weekend. Good luck on your finals. Those of you who are graduating, spread your wings. Good luck. And those of you who are engaged for a couple more years, buckle in. Learn what you can. Don't pass up opportunities to serve, even if it is swapping bedpans. Thank you.